y'all, it's Lindsay with Wrestling Talk in the Shop. We're going to do Today in Wrestling History for September the 28th. On 1985, AWA Super Clash was held in front of 20,000 fans in Chicago, Illinois. The cross-promotional event featured wrestlers from NWA, WCCW, All Japan Pro Wrestling. The AWA World Heavyweight Championship was defended by Rick Martel against Stan Hansen, which ended in a double DQ, while the NWA World Heavyweight title was kept around the waist of Ric Flair after beating Magnum TA. In 1993, at WWF Wrestling Challenge taping, Ludwig Borga defeated Tatanka, and this was Tatanka's first loss in the company since joining in early 1992. In 1997's Fall Spectacular, Kawasaki Legend was held in Kawasaki, Japan. And Wing Nakamura entered the match with a broken foot, lost against Sushi Onita in a no ropes exploding barbed wire steel cage time bomb death match. In 1998, following the finish of the previous night's main event, where both Undertaker and Kane pinned WWF champion Stone Cold Steve Austin, Vince McMahon came to Monday Night Raw to announce that neither Taker nor Kane was the champion. With the ring full of staff, McMahon was about to make his announcement when the cameras cut to Stone Cold driving a Zamboni through the backstage area and into the ring, crashing into the ring. Austin then launched himself from the top of the Zamboni and started beating down on McMahon in what is one of WWE's most watched segments to this day.
Probably one of their greatest segments, too.
Yep. In 1998, on Monday Nitro, their one and only ever televised single match, Hollywood Hogan and Bret Hart fought to a 5-minute no contest after Sting interfered on Hart's behalf due to the beating he was getting from Hogan. Sting would then take Hart's place in the match, which would turn out to be a double cross, with various wrestlers taking out Sting before Hart gave him a DDT and locked him in the sharpshooter, cementing his heel turn. In 2015, WWE announced it has suspended Hornswoggle for 30 days for violating the company's wellness policy. He hadn't been seen on TV since March due to an injury and wouldn't be seen again before his official release of the following May. Having been with the company exactly 10 years to the day, he denied the violation, saying it was due to the fact that he couldn't provide a sample within the required 2-hour window. In 2019, New Japan Pro Wrestling held their Fighting Spirit Unleashed event in the Hammerstein Ballroom in Manhattan. The main event, Evil and Sanada defeated Kota Ibushi and Kazuchika Okada. In 2020, on an episode of Monday Night Raw, Randy Orton would ambush a number of WWE legends, including the likes of Christian, The Big Show, who had been celebrating Drew McIntyre's win in an ambulance match the night before against the Viper. As we know, less than a year later, both Christian Cage and Paul White would be in AEW. And that's going to wrap it up for Today in Wrestling History, guys. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe.